Hello everybody, this is Negasonic2277, and debuting here is the start of a new series that I've decided to do, and this is fan games, well, Sonic fan games to a degree. In this one instance, this is Freedom Planet. Now, granted, this is actually going to be a live playthrough, so I will be playing, yes, as opposed to recorded. And well, this game has been developed. It was just recently finished within the last couple of months, believe it or not. And yes, this is on Steam. Now, granted, this is a little bit of an introduction, and actually, I'm gonna let you guys watch this a little bit.
Dale! I tried, Father. What do you want with us?
How shall I explain this? I'm gifting your son with my knowledge. It will make him the most powerful ruler your world has ever known. And he will answer to no one but me.
No! Murderer!
Prepare the Snatcher.
Very dark game, at least the opening so far.
A crisis has befallen our world. For centuries we have depended on the Kingdom Stone, but its strength is fading. It cannot keep up with our growing demand for energy. The Prince of Shrigar, poisoned with madness over the death of his father, has spread machines across the land to steal energy from other kingdoms. Tensions are growing, and I fear that war may be inevitable.
This time on Freedom Planet. So, this is made by Galaxy Trail Games. Wow. Just the whole opening, the sequence, and everything. This whole game itself is gorgeous. It's amazingly well done. Bravo and props to the developers. It's available on Steam for $14.99 at the moment, of course, plus tax. And so far, the vibe that I get from this game is a mixture of Sonic the Hedgehog with knights and Metal Slug. I mean, you can tell just based on the graphics itself. You can change the screen size, the music volume, obviously the controls you can develop. I'm using my Xbox 360 controller, so you can tweak all of that, point and click. Change the sensitivity. Usually it's already come standard set to 70%, and usually you don't really need to tweak it. I've tweaked it to 75 every once in a while. It's not much. You can change the difficulty here: casual, easy, normal, hard. I recommend normal. It's a pretty dang difficult game as it goes on, and you'll see why. So let us start this game out. This is my first file, so let's try. You can do classic, where it's literally like Sonic the Hedgehog. You go from level to level to level. No real storyline, no nothing. And adventure mode is you get cutscenes. Everything is fully vocalized, and it proves to be a really interesting story. And well, I'll let the game kind of speak for itself. I highly recommend that all of you try this game. I've had oodles of fun, hours and hours just playing away at this game. For anyone that's been a fan of Sonic the Hedgehog, this is what Sega should stick to. And the link for at least the demo will be in the description below. So at least you guys can get a kind of a feel for it. But I highly recommend supporting these guys. Their website I will actually also link in the description as well, and it'll have obviously a download link there for the demo in their website. So actually, scratch that. I'll leave the link for just the website itself, and you guys can read up on it. All the characters' bios, everything all well laid out. So let's start this adventure. It's the science!
Vegeta, what does the scouter say about his power level?
Aw, why, Vegeta? Also Capcom. It really gives you that feel of Capcom.
Huh? Where are you going? I have to make sure they're okay. Can't you be Little Miss Hero Pants some other time? Not a chance!
And yes, this game is, quite honestly,
Fine, I'll go by myself. Yippee.
quite funny. So, off the bat, you get to choose 2 characters from your storyline, Lilac and Carol. Lilac is a dragon, and Carol is a cat. So, the most interesting storyline, I would say, would be Lilac's. And Carol's, well, I'll do that in another part. So let's start out with Lilac, since she is the heroine and main character of the storyline. Dragon Valley. Let's get this underway. Now notice right off the bat, oops. Now notice right off the bat, it's similar to Sonic the Hedgehog in its platforming sense. Your rings, as it were, are actually these crystals. Now you have very few attacks. You have the uppercut, which is just the attack button, and up, which actually isn't much of an uppercut. You actually attack using your braids, or tail, as it were. That downward kick, you don't have anything like Sonic with a spin dash, so they didn't copy it in that aspect. Then you have your basic 1-2 combo, and then you have another thing, which is your special ability, which is, I'd like to say, Dragon Flight. But it depletes your gauge, and once the gauge has been depleted completely, or you, in some cases, run into a wall, then the whole gesture itself stops. So, let's continue this. Oh yes, and your Cyclone attack, which is a double jump, basically. You can also activate it by a downward attack while running at the same time. These things here are your health, which is, obviously, it looks more like a pedal, in my opinion. That's probably what it is. So, one of the things I did notice about this game, momentum does not hardly mean anything, so I could literally come from right here and just walk my all the way up. Now, does that bother me? Sometimes. But sometimes not. I mean, if you really think about it, is it really all that big of a deal? But, you know, that just depends on some people's preference. Yes, you have springs in this game. Oh, are you freaking kidding me? Yes, and these are cards, which are used for the gallery, and obviously I haven't got them all, and this will be a new playthrough, so I may or may not be able to just transfer them all over from my previous save file, but judged on, I don't think I might not have gotten that one, so who knows, we'll find out in a minute. Also, the music, my god, it's gorgeous. It's really well done. Now these things are crystals that you can get to use that help you progress through in many. There's a couple of different power-ups, really. There's invincibility, such as the one that I've got now, and these things, they look like little Chow, little chibi Chow with faces, but what they are 1-ups. Hooray for 1-ups. There's a couple of different ones that you can use. There's a fire force field power-up, whatever you want to call it. There is a more of a magnet-looking power-up. And then there's a couple. There's one that's like steel, one that is very similar to water from Sonic the Hedgehog. All of these are have their own benefits, and you'll see later on once I get a couple. So this is the first level, Dragon Valley, of course. And I fell. I'm such a noob! Yes. And like I said, this is fully vocalized. So, it really does add some dynamic feel to the game, in my opinion. It also has... Okay, so now I do know. Once you do get one of the cards in the previous game or in any other save files, they show up. They still show up in the game, but they're more or less invisible or faded, as it were. I highly recommend the Cyclone ability. It's a multi-hit combo and it's very useful. And yes, when you use your special dragon ability, it has invincibility frames in it, so you don't have to worry about taking too much damage. Now, those crystals they have their own benefits. I can't really explain much because I myself have not really discovered what they do. Forgive me. These little teleporter looking pads are used for Carol and her playthrough. The best that Lilac can actually ever use out of these things is just jumping off of them. And quite honestly, just gaining a couple of these extra crystal shards. Also, this is not going to be 100% playthrough because it's not really worth it. And it's way too in-depth, I'd like to say, maybe. Not only that, I haven't actually found all of, the crystals. I've just recently played this game and gotten quite far and decided, I think I ought to do an LP of it. Kind of give you guys a chance to really see what this game is all about. Okay, now here's another one of these crystals, and once you hit them, it takes a little bit to activate. Now this is the rose petal. Each one of these takes about 3 hits to actually disappear or dissipate or dissolve, whatever you want to use scientific terms. I have to wait. Okay, yes, and it also has a magnet effect to it as well. So it's very useful. And like I said, no momentum in the game. You only need a little bit of speed, and her max speed can only really be activated via gravity. And that would be the first mini-boss. But trust me, there's a mini-boss for each stage and an actual boss for each stage. I highly recommend backtracking as much as possible because there are hidden gems. Obviously, as you can see just then, there was one of those cards for the gallery. If you get all, I think 10, you get a cutscene of some sorts, an image. I actually, like I said, haven't fully gotten all that way through this game yet. So, your guess is as good as mine. Now, another benefit too, it's been a while since I've done a live playthrough of anything, believe it or not. Usually, I think it adds a little bit of a dynamic feel to it. It all depends on your preference. Usually I don't like to do it, just because sometimes it messes up my commentating skills, and you know, with certain games, in one way or another, something's gonna lack. So it's either my commentating's gonna lack, or my gameplay's gonna lack. And I preferably would not like my commentating to lack, because I'd like to say that I'm not a very good commentator, but, you know, that's kind of mean. You know, why down talk yourself? Oh yes, and you have a down kick. Now you can actually get an achievement by down kicking a boss via Steam, so there's your little tidbit for the day. Some of these bubbles, similar to Sonic 3, can be dissipated by, let's say you get the fire shield. That one can be obviously dissipated if you walk into water. And as for the water one, yeah, I don't think I've ever had it dissipate on me before. Now, something too that's nice is when you have max health, you can still get these health crystals, or petals, because they do have a benefit. They act as crystals. And maybe you noticed earlier, or not, I don't know, you can actually get extra crystals every time you get more than maximum hit points for your crystals. Or hit points, you know what I mean. Actually, no, I should go not this way. There we go. This game really is pretty self-explanatory. I mean, there's not a whole lot I can really say. You know, oh, yes, and there are many sequences where it requires you to run away from objects. I highly recommend just running. And if you find that you're running out of speed, or if you're not running fast enough, simply use your invincibility or special ability. And you'll be able to pretty much be invincible for the few seconds, and as well as gain maximum speed. Oops. And what's nice is this thing does actually give you notifications for falling objects. Now here is the mini boss again. Little snake thing. He has 2 bars of health. The first one, obviously, once you've destroyed all of his little shells, as it were, and then he'll come back again. And a victory pose. So this was Dragon Valley. Now, you can benefit from time, but you can also not benefit from time. It really is all a matter of preference.
You didn't say please.
Oh yes, and like I said before, there is a lot of comedy. It's what the script for this game is very well played out, in my opinion.
Where's that blasted snake mount? I guess we'll have to do this the hard way. I can do this all day. What is this hideous creature?
Hey, not nice.
Oh no, the Duckman comes with me.
I'm not gonna let you eat him.
What?
I love that. Just instance.
What the?
Aw, we've been vaporized.
Too easy.
And yes, that guy is lightning quick.
Whew, that was a close one. Thank you,
Lilac.
Miss Lilac.
Are you okay? I saw a huge explosion back there.
You've been following me this whole time, haven't you?
Duh.
I take it you know this guy.
Girl.
This girl.
Denied.
She's like my tail, always right behind me.
Carol the Wildcat, at your service. And this is Lilac.
Well, I'm Torque. I'm a shell duck.
I think.
Shell duck.
It's more of a nickname. I'm not exactly from around here.
No, he's not. Now, this is Lilac's treehouse.
So what
This
are
is
you
actually
doing
just her home
out there?
in
Skies
general.
haven't been safe for days.
Someone is about to steal the Kingdom Stone, and I have to stop them.
The Kingdom Stone.
Yeah, only I could steal it.
You wish.
Well, it's already happening. Marizawa's sending troops in disguise to the ancient temple. I have to warn them.
Carol and I are pretty fast. We could run over there for you.
Seriously?
Also, this isn't very much of an auto
Yup,
scroll.
I'm
It's
on
actually me
motorcycle,
hitting
and
the
she's
button.
a dragon. They're like super fast.
Darn straight.
Well, it's worth a shot. Hurry over there before it's too late.
What about you?
I'll catch up with you as soon as I find all my stuff.
Right. Come on, Carol. General Gong.
This is General Gong.
Nice to
Kung
see
Fu
you
Panda.
too.
We have to talk to you. The Kingdom
He's
Stone is in danger.
very,
Don't
pretentious.
Be ridiculous. Nothing gets past my nose.
Will you just listen for a minute?
What is the meaning of this?
And this is Nira.
We mean no
Ugh.
disrespect. We're just
You
trying
heard
to.
what the general said. There's nothing to worry about.
She's pretty
But
pretentious
Don't
herself.
make me repeat myself.
Well, they sound like they know what they're doing. Why don't we just charge up and go home, huh? What do you say?
I don't know. I feel like they're hiding something from us.
Nothing can get through you. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure that went well.
Follow me.
Also, I like how they dull down the sound every time that somebody speaks. Well, that will be it for part 1 of Freedom Planet. I hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.